Sorry for the delay, people. Now are you guys ready? Yeah, there we go. So, my name is Dalton Smith. I am super stoked to be here. As you guys heard, this is my second time. I do a lot of things, but I'm a filmmaker, I'm an adventurer, and I'm a little bit of a dreamer. I got a lot of big dreams. You guys got some dreams, hopefully? Yeah. A little something up there that you want to get after? Good, he's dreaming. He's barely awake. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take you through this journey. And I changed the title. When I came here last time, it was called like the Daydreamer's Guidebook. That was like the vision. Come in, give you guys this information to help you chase your dreams, right? Well, I just launched a podcast. I'm very excited. It's called Trust the Process. And that used to be part of this, and now the whole thing is called Trust the Process. So what does that mean? Life is tricky, right? It's like life is fun, but there's also some hard parts of life. So it's about trusting the process. Don't get hung up when things get tough. Don't get caught up in the everyday life. Life is meant to be fun. So everybody needs a dream. Like we should all have a goal to go do something bigger than we are. And I think we all get caught up looking at other people. You know what I mean? We look at like, but he's so good, but she's so famous. But there's all these reasons you tell yourself you can't. I'm just a guy. Like I'm no different than any of you. And as we get through this, I'll tell you, I didn't have it set up very well for me. I went the wrong way. I took the hard route, but I'm still here. So that's why we trust the process. So turning your dream into a job, it's not easy and it doesn't work for everybody. But when you wake up tomorrow and you think, what do I want to do with my life? Think about what makes you happy. A lot of us think about money when we get older. Money is a tricky thing because I do believe it is so important to plan for your future and to have a plan. But I know so many people that make a ton of money and they're not happy. A ton of people. So what does that tell you? Money doesn't do what? And I know you've heard it, but I've lived it. I have been in the most beautiful places with the best opportunities and been filled with sadness because I wasn't following what made me happy. So when you guys choose a job, you think about money, think about planning, but think about what makes you happy. You're going to do this every day for the rest of your life. So I'm tired, bro. You might not be able to see it. This is a tired face. I have been grinding, but I love it. Last night, it's 11 o'clock at night. I got a 6-month-old baby girl, but my podcast had to go up today. It goes up at 11 a.m. I didn't want to stay up and grind. I didn't want to do it, but I'm passionate about what I do, so I don't hate it. Does it make sense? I'm still tired. I'm still working, but I'm doing what I love. So just as you guys get older and you start to go to where you're looking at high school and you're looking at college, you don't have to pick your forever plan. Do what makes sense. You want to be an engineer? Go for it. Run it. Become an engineer. But when you get this thing that's like, I want more, go find more. Okay? Keep searching until you're happy. It's the big thing here, people. Everybody in this room needs to be happy with their life. Your job is a big part of your life. So make sure you guys pick something that gets you stoked. And stoked is a big word. Does anybody know what stoked is out here? Right here. What's stoked? Excited, I like that. And there's levels to that excitement. There's stoked, there's big stoked, and then there's frothing. Frothing is like the epitome of stoked. You want to be stoked every day, people. You want to live a life you're happy with. All right, so making time for your dream with a job. So you guys, your first job is probably not going to be your dream job. Does that make sense? My first job, I was cleaning cars. And that wasn't really what I want to do now. But when I did that, I would go make videos after work. I would go do my job, but then I'd go chase my passion. So have fun, guys. Get some side hobbies. You like videos? Go get a camera. Shoot with your phone. You want to make something? Start posting. Like now is the best time ever. You guys have to hear me. You can start today and build a future bigger than anyone's before you even get to high school. The opportunities for you guys are unbelievable. So hear me when I say you can literally do anything. Like, of all the people in the world to tell you that, you should take me the most serious because, I'm not that cool. I'm not that qualified. I just worked really hard and went after what I wanted. And then I realized it's not that hard. You just have to be consistent and chase your dreams. And so when you go down the rabbit hole, you realize that life is more than money. You know what I mean? So like I love my job, but it's more than my job. School. This is an interesting one. Did you guys love school? That was a firm no. I don't love school, but I value what I learn and take to the rest of my life. Okay, so straight up, I don't like tests. I don't like school per se, but I love knowledge. So you guys have to accept that there's going to be a group of people in this room that are going to be like me, and school is going to be really, really, really tricky for you. I dropped out of high school, got my GED, and I remember the process. It was kind of scary, right? Doesn't that? It just seems like not the normal way to go. But I just kept feeling I needed to do something different. And now that I'm here, I've met so many people like me that just didn't really, the regular route didn't work out. And look at where we are. The opportunities are there. Now, in the same breath, there's some people in this room that if you dropped out, your life's gonna be really tough. Because there's different lanes for different people. But just listen to who you are. If it ain't working out, mix it up. Try something different. So school does not make or break you. It's important. It's very important. But when you try to force something that's not for you, you're gonna stall yourself. So I always tell people when it comes to school, get through it. These years are important. Middle school, high school, elementary school, all this stuff is so important. But just listen to your heart. And especially when it comes to college, y'all do what you feel. Right now is the time to do anything. You could tell me that you want to start your own planet, and I'd say, when are we building it? And I'd believe you because there's so much opportunity right now. Will I fail life if I drop out? It's one of the topics in here. And the answer is no. It's no. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, there was this big thing about you have to do things perfect. You have to follow these steps. And that's not a perfect, fun life. Life doesn't work like that. So, getting a job with or without a degree is very possible. My wife is a veterinary technician, and she got hired before she got her degree because they liked her and she was good at her job. And it was laughable because she struggles with school. And she was just having a hard time with all these tests over and over. And I said, look, yes, the medical field's different, but you could get hired. What if they really like you? If I own a business and I like you right there in the Nike shirt, I say, yo, bro, you're gonna come work for me. I don't need any paperwork. I like how you work, bud. You come with me. I'll see you at 4 o'clock. We're working later. And it's that mentality that you can do it with or without it. So my wife gets hired and worked for 2 years to be a vet tech when she was already a vet tech. So get your degree, keep going for it. But watch, if you work hard, someone might say, yo, I got a job for you right now, and I don't even need you to have a degree yet. So, continue to push and figure out what you guys want to do, but hustle on the side, learn stuff, watch YouTube, pick up a craft, anything, and it might stick. So some people don't know what their dream is, and I get that. Like some people don't know yet. Just try stuff. Even if you seem terrible at it, try it. My first videos, you couldn't pay me to show you. They're terrible. I look at them and I'm like, that's not mine. I don't know who did that. But I'm proud of it because that's how I got here, right? So start doing what you love and just keep practicing every day. And who knows, it literally might turn into your job. 10 years ago, I was 21 years old and I was like, out of high school and having fun, and I just wanted to be a YouTuber. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to make videos and travel. And then here we are. And again, I don't have a special ability. I just started and never quit. I never quit. So trade skills and the importance of your own environment and needs. Pay attention to what you guys are good at. I actually was watching my podcast yesterday with my buddy Adam J, and I was listening to what he was saying. And he was saying, don't force life. You know what I mean? Like, if I wanted to go be a sumo wrestler, I don't know how good I'd be in competition. So you really need to pay attention to, like, what flows organically for you? Like, do you step on a skateboard and just something happens? That might be for you. And so just don't disqualify yourself because you're like, man, I really love this, but I'll never be good enough for that. Like, oh, I could never be an actor or an actress or own a bit. Yes, you can. So if it makes you happy, even if it seems like you're bad at it, run it. Make that your like most important thing, because literally you're gonna be me one day and you'll be like, dang, that crazy blonde guy was right. I could do it. I wish I started earlier. So hear me, you guys have the world right here. So if you've got that dream, start tomorrow. Wake up tomorrow and start working on it. All right, next section. How do you find the right job? Well, you just have to start and you have to keep looking for what makes you happy. You guys don't need to worry about money and jobs yet, but it is your future. You know what I mean? So for right now, if you love it, it makes you happy, just do that, and then the money thing will come down the road. But when you guys work to live, not work for a living. That's what I always say. People talk about how much money they make. Like I said, I don't care, because I know very, very rich doctors and lawyers and real estate agents, and I tell you what, man, I hang out with them. They're great people. I love to work with them, but I don't want to be them. I don't want to be them at all, because I can feel how disconnected they are from the happiness in their life. I can feel it. Their life is work, and that's it. I don't want that. I don't want that. So just recognize that even people like me, I've got this hustle mentality, like hustle, go, go. I try to do the opposite a lot these days. You got to enjoy your life and relax. It's not just about work. So find something that makes you happy. And in work, they say it, work should feel not like work. And if you go to work and you're happy, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's how I feel. So make sure that, especially while you guys are young, when it comes to a job, focus on the happy, not the money, okay? Fun jobs versus good pay. This is an interesting one. There's a lot of fun jobs that don't pay a lot of money, and then there's a lot of jobs that pay a lot of money that are not very fun. So choose your poison. I think fun is way better, because if you have a whole bunch of money and you work forever and you never spend the money and you just are unhappy, then what's the point? Versus someone could have an awesome job, live a little bit smaller lifestyle, and be like a parasailing guide or like a surf instructor or whatever. And you know, for me and JD, we work for us, right? So I get to choose who I work with, and I get to choose what it looks like. Now, of course, I have to make an agreement with my client and whatever, but we get to choose what kind of jobs we want. So if a really fun job comes about, I'm gonna take it, and not for the money, but because I wanna go have some fun. Like, I'll put the boring other stuff off to go have some fun. Because again, if it's not fun, what's the point of us all doing this? You know what I mean? So, reality check, mental health and bad decisions. So this is my favorite part. I not only dropped out, I spent several times in jail. I had terrible drug addiction problems. I lived in my car at one point. And like just everything you could never want to have happen in your life happened, and it was my fault. I had some interesting problems in my life. My family environment was a little tricky, and I just gravitated towards problems. That's the only way I can put it. I continued to just get into the worst situations. And what was really funny is if you looked at it from the outside, I didn't fit. Like every time I'd get into a problem, like just Dalton didn't look like he belonged there. I was definitely destined for something way bigger than the life I was living. So, you know, I'm about to turn 33. When I was 19 years old, that was the last time that I was arrested. And yes, that was a long time ago, but it also is just so crazy how much changes in 13 years. I feel like I'm telling you a story about a movie I saw, not my own life, because it seems like a totally different life. You guys are gonna have problems. You guys are gonna make mistakes. And you guys are going to be around mistakes. You just have to recognize that it's never the end. I always say, it's not over until it's over. So I'm not saying be perfect, but just recognize when you go through the mud, which we're all going through in some way in our life, right? You guys all feel like you have your own problems that you have that maybe your friends and family don't fully know about. Yeah, man, that's part of life, but that's why we talk to our people, and we just remember, trust the process. You're gonna get through this stuff. And that is so important because, you guys are young, but you guys aren't blind. And that's why I'm here. I don't want to come in here and give you guys the same spiel, the same stuff. Nah, you guys might be young, but you're not blind. So your life can be very difficult, no matter what age you are. So just recognize that you got people around you, and it's okay to not be okay. You know what I mean? To this day, I wake up and don't feel good sometimes. And I almost get mad at myself. I'm like, what is my deal? Like, I'm 32, I've got the world, and I feel like I'm not, and that's life, bro. So just remember, when you go day to day, it's okay to not be perfect every day. That's so funny. My next bullet point was, it's okay to not be okay. I was depressed for a very long time, and I remember the worst part was thinking it wasn't normal. Like thinking my anxiety, my depression was not normal. I was already feeling not good, but then because I told myself that it was not normal, it made me feel worse. So just remember, guys, if you have a bad day, that's totally fine. Just let it be a bad day. It's like a wave. When you're surfing, does anybody know what a duck dive is? I knew you'd know, Nike shirt. What's a duck dive, bud?
You take your surfboard and you go under the wave.
Perfect. So you take your board and you go under the wave when you're paddling out. Surfing is awesome. Getting out to the waves is not necessarily as awesome. If you just run into a whitewater wall, so when the wave's coming at you, if you just stayed on the top of the water, it would plow you. It would be like a semi-truck running you over. So what do? You duck dive under the wave. And a lot of times when you fall when you're surfing, the last thing you want to do is fight it. It's the ocean. You can't do anything. So when you fall on a big wave, you literally hold your breath, you close your eyes, and you just let loose. And you're like a rag doll. You're just getting spun and flung and twisted. And that's the point. Let it go. Let the moment come across you. Let it work you and throw you all around. And before you freak out and think your life is over, it's gone. It's subsided. That's it. So just keep that in mind. Think about it like a wave. When something's happening and you're like, oh my God, this is bad. Buckle down, let it happen, and come up for air on the other side, and you're going to be fine. Learning to use your struggle as fuel. For me, I will hop up here on a bad day and use it as fuel. I don't let bad times make me have a bad day. Don't get me wrong, I get grumpy, just like everybody. But if I'm under the pressure, I use it to fuel me. So when you guys are stacked, you got tests, you got family stuff, you got beef with your friends, whatever's going on in your life, just remember, this too shall pass. That's what I always say. You can take it one step at a time and you're gonna get through it. And, looking at the struggles in your life as an opportunity is the best advice I can give you guys. Have you guys ever had a moment where you feel like this is the end? Like you're in big trouble or you just really messed up on something and you're like, this is it. This is it. There's no way. I'm sure you boys, you look like trouble. That is life, but you do come out of it. So we can't keep getting in trouble and just remembering we're going to get out of it because it doesn't work like that. But when you guys are in it and it's gnarly, just remember you're going to get out on the other side. Finding your way. Or actually one last one. This is a short one. It's called the time machine technique. When you guys are about to make a decision. So let's say after school, your buddy hits you up and he's trying to do something sketchy. Hop in the time machine. Hop in the time machine and fast forward an hour. Fast forward a day, fast forward a year, and ask yourself what that decision is going to mean. Is that a good idea? What's going to come from it? And then on the other side of it, if you're about to do a good thing, even if it doesn't seem like it's fun, if you're about to go put in some work on yourself, work on your craft, whatever, what's that going to mean in a year? That's going to help you. So just think about that. And I do that all the time. Whenever I'm going to make a decision, I'm like, I don't know if this is right. Are you going to regret that in a year? Yeah? Don't do it. And that's an important thing to have in mind. Because when we make mistakes, it's usually, oh, we're here, we're at the spot, and so, oh, and then now I've made a mistake. It's so important to just slow it down. Think about your decisions and what they mean for your future. Because that's what happens. You end up here, you're with a bunch of friends, you get all excited, you make a big mistake, and then you pay for it. You got to slow it down. Think about it. And I'm not saying be perfect, but just jump in the time machine. Go a year forward. Is this going to hurt you or help you? All right. Finding your way. Like I said, you guys are young, but you're not blind. Drugs, relationships, family, depression. I'm not going to sit here and drill you guys on this stuff, but I just want it to be known that whether you're 10, 30, or 100, it is normal to have problems, and it's normal to need your people. So if you need your people, hit your homie up, hit your friend up, hit your mom up, and be like, yo, I need help. This is how I feel. I just feel like a lot of us are not taught that it's okay to have feelings and issues and talk about it, especially men. There's this weird macho man mentality where men are just tough. Look, we can play the tough game all day long, and I'll go toe-to-toe with you. But I just feel like what men are missing a lot of times is the openness, the connecting with yourself. Like, you can front that you're tough all day long, but you don't know yourself until you can actually be vulnerable. And eventually, all the men should want to be in a relationship and take care of a family and have a job. And so just keep in mind, especially the men, and this is for everybody, especially the men, don't let anyone tell you you can't feel a certain way. Don't let anyone tell you you're not allowed to have those emotions. Nah, you are. You can be a cool, collected, calm person that's in touch with yourself and still be a gnarly dude. I know a lot of guys like that, but just make sure you give yourself the opportunity to not just be tough out here, but to be tough inside, because the outside's just a front. The social media, what I'm wearing, what I'm saying, this is just all a front. I'm giving you guys what I want to give you. Y'all don't know what's in here, and I don't know what's in there. So just make sure that you're being honest with yourself. Like I said, life's not about I'm a tough guy. I don't feel emotion. I go to work. I make money. I go to school. I go home. What? No, that is not a fun life. You should be able to be like, yo, I had a bad day, bro. Let's talk about it. Did you have... I'm talking to you. Yeah, tell me about it, bro. And having that moment with your friend is important. So don't be too cool to have a serious conversation with your friends, because we never know what we're going through. Overcoming adversity. Some of us don't really come from great places. Literally, metaphorically, some people have family problems. Some people have money problems. Some people have disabilities that make their life harder. Never DQ yourself from anything. I'm not going to make this a big topic, but I don't care what your hurdle is. I've got friends with one leg. I've got friends. I could go on and on. The point here is no matter who you are, no matter what has happened to you, you can still do anything. So don't be like, oh man, I was going to do this, but I'm not tall enough. No, dude, no. You can do anything. So just don't cut yourself off. Cut the bad fruit. This is an interesting topic. Do you guys, anybody out there have a friend that, maybe not a friend, but seeing someone that maybe wouldn't be a good friend, making bad decisions? That doesn't mean they're bad people, because once upon a time, you guys raising your hand, the person you're thinking about, I was that person once upon a time. I was the kid that my friends, their parents didn't really want them to hang out with me. I was the guy that you're like, do I really want to go to the party with Dalton? He's probably going to get into a situation. So you have to think about who these people are in your life, and you have to cut the bad fruit. It's a saying. If you have a tree and it has bad fruit, you've got to cut it off. And sometimes it hurts, but as you guys get older, your friendships are going to change. And I'll be very honest with you guys. I'm 32 years old, and I have had some realizations in the last 2 to 3 years that friendships change. They really do, no matter how long you guys have known each other. And sometimes you've known each other for 10 years, 20 years, and then things change. Just remember that that's okay. Just be honest with you and your people. And it's really amazing what you can get through when you're honest. So yeah, sometimes you have to cut the bad fruit. Sometimes people you love to death. Some of you, I had friends that were my favorite people, but I couldn't take them with me to the next level of my life. You know what I mean? Like when I stepped up and I was like, all right, I'm big dog now. I'm MPI. I've got something to lose. I've got something to fight for. I was like, I can't bring those people with me. They're going to mess this up. I can't risk that. I got something to lose now. So, you know, be forgiving with people in your life, but recognize when someone's kind of messing your flow up. This is the last topic here, and then I'm going to show you guys some videos, and then we'll do a little Q&A. Trust the process. That is what this whole topic is about. It's the most important skill in your life. If you guys have a situation and you try to fix it immediately your way, that's called rush the process. You can't do that. Sometimes we have a situation and we want to fix it right now. Like, I don't know, man, it's like homeboy's head is on fire and I would love to help you. I'm right here, but for some reason it's happening. And I've just got to sit here. And then all of a sudden it goes out and then you got this sweet new haircut. I'm like, see? It happened for a reason. You have to get through the problems in your life without freaking out. Trust the process. This isn't just a thing where you're like, oh yeah, I have a problem, trust the process. No, it's like practice being okay when you're not okay. Because that's the whole point, guys. You're going to get through whatever you're going through. That's the whole concept here. Have faith, have patience. I genuinely believe beyond skill, beyond like worldly stuff, faith and just life doing weird stuff is real. So at the end of the day, you can study hard, you can buy things to help you, but you need to just like have some faith. You know what I mean? You got to just straight up have some faith, because without that, there's a lot of times in life where stuff doesn't feel great. You're like a little uncertain. You've done everything you can. That's where you got to have some faith. That's where you just like let it go, give it away, and just have faith that you're going to make it through. It's important. It'll help you clear your head and just focus on what you're doing. Hard times. When things are bad, you should like, I don't want to say be excited about it, but like you're growing. So when life gets tough, you're going to look back on that and be like, that was not fun. But man, I'm so much more prepared now. I am married now and I've got a beautiful little 6-month-old baby, but I was almost married to a different person once upon a time. And that messed me up bad, like bad. I got so depressed. I almost threw my whole business away, my world. I didn't care about anything. I literally told people in my life, I don't care. I don't care if I lose it all. And looking now, I'm like, man, mistake. You know what I mean? Because now I'm happier than ever. I'm in the best position I've ever been in. I've got the best family environment ever, but it came from something falling apart. So you're going to have a situation in your life where something terrible is going to happen. You're going to look at it and be like, wow, I don't know what to do about this. This is really bad. There's no way good can come from this. This is terrible. And then you fast forward and you're like, in a weird way, that saved my life. So just think about that. When you guys get into some moments, you don't know what life is doing. You know what I mean? Like when me and my ex split and my whole world got destroyed, I didn't know that life was like, hey, I've got a plan for you in the future. Just be patient, trust the process. Last couple things here. Do not wallow, fall down, get up and learn. It's the same concept, guys. The second some stuff happens to you, don't say, woe is me, why is this happening? Oh, the world's out to get me. The world's not out to get you. You're going through it. You're growing. Trust the process. You got this. Straight up. Tell yourself that. Trust the process. Let me hear you guys say it. Come on. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Yeah. Okay. Now, y'all say that to yourselves every day. I'm telling you, you're gonna get through all the stuff that's not fun. And then all the fun stuff, you guys are just gonna get even better. Life's just gonna get even better. Never stop dreaming. This is the most important closing note here. If you have something in your soul, listen to it, okay? Listen to it. You want to be a rapper, you want to be a book writer, you want to be a filmmaker, you want to be whatever you want to be, believe that and get after it every single day. And trust me, coming from like I said, you guys have heard my story. I was not a perfect person. I made plenty of mistakes, but now I'm living my dream. And that's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to live your dream and have an epic, epic life. And then when you go through the hard stuff, don't even sweat it. Just trust the process and just keep on ripping.
Like a fun job that pays like really low money, or a boring job that pays pretty good?
A fun job. So basically the question was a fun job with less money or a boring job with more money. And the fun job always, and people will say that, but money is so tempting. The second someone dangles money in front of you, everything you stand for, like, I don't know, people make bad decisions when money's present. So let me put it this way. I live a nice lifestyle, right? I live comfortable with what I do. If I had to reduce my lifestyle to keep doing what I'm doing, I would 100% do it. I would drive a smaller car, I would live in a smaller home, I would eat less stuff, I would stop getting Starbucks, whatever it is, to do what I do, I would do it. So when did I realize I was gonna be all right, given all the stuff I'd been through? When I was 19 and I had gotten off of probation, I was on probation for years, and look, man, I cannot say this loud enough, guys. Please be careful when you turn 18. Like, I make it fun and exciting and I try to get y'all's attention, but like, I almost ruined my life. I almost went to prison. I almost ruined everything. So when that went away, right? When that went away and then my family trusted me again and I didn't have drug issues and I started seeing my friends again, right then I decided I will never go backwards again. And it was funny because every day felt like a new opportunity and I was getting further, like a baby step a day away from my life. And eventually I was where I am now, where I feel like it's like, I guess that was my life, but it doesn't feel like it. So 19, 20, 21, I get the GoPro, I start the YouTube channel, I start going out with my friends and making surf videos. I meet Corey from Ron John's, we go on our first, I've never looked back since. So the second I realized I had a second chance at life and I had a new passion, I was gone forever. Do I like being popular? I do and I don't. I would be lying to you if I said I don't feed off of attention. We all do. But it's important to me to distribute positive information. I don't want to be known for what I wear or superficial stuff. But I do want to be known for hopefully helping people and inspiring people and motivating people. So I get a good bit of that, and that's what makes me happy, seriously. So a good job for traveling. Content creator, straight up. Like I got so lucky. I picked what was about to be one of the biggest growing jobs in the world before it happened, which is content creation. And I proudly say that I was at least a sliver of its growth. You know what I mean? The stuff I made in 2012 was part of why it's so popular now. So, but anything with media, anything. Like, you can make YouTube channels now where you're just like reviewing other people's content. You don't even have to create it. Like, there's a YouTube channel I follow called Dive Talk, and all they do is watch other people's scuba diving videos. They sit down like podcast style and they just react to it. They're making tons of money. And now they travel and scuba dive for a living. And all they're doing is watching YouTube videos. Stuff with media. Content creation, social media management, marketing, anything like that.
How did you decide that you were just going to keep trying on this shit?
So basically she is asking like, how did I overcome? Like, how did I decide I wanted to do this and then go through the struggles and overcome? And for me, I feel bad for people that don't have a coming to life moment. So when my ex left, that was a coming to life moment. So that really woke me up. When I was a kid and I got in trouble and I almost ruined everything, it was like a car accident. It was like I almost died, and then the doctors were like, just kidding, you're gonna live. So when that happened, and I was 20, like I tell people, I was more confident when I was 20 than I am now. And it was because I was so blind to the world. God himself could come down here and tell me I couldn't do it, and I would laugh because I was just so focused. And I am now, but the thing that's really not fun about getting older is you get more aware. Being more aware can be painful. You become more aware of how hard life is. You become more aware of the injustices of our lives. And it's just, It's good to just focus on what you know. So when I was 20, you know what I knew? I have a new chance at life. I have something I love, and no one's gonna stop me. So truly the first, like, let's say 6 years, I was so blind, I don't think I had any problems because I wasn't allowing it. I was just so stoked on what I was doing that it was just tunnel vision, right? I have had plenty of moments though, and JD's been around for a lot of them. I had one recently. It was in the last 2 weeks. Get this is the last 2 weeks. A whole bunch of stuff went wrong. And when you're a business owner, there's this really fun thing where it's not your fault, but it's your problem. Someone else messes up, and I get yelled at. So I've got this giant beanbag. I love this thing. I literally get so mad. I go in the other room, and I just... And my wife walks in. She's like, what? I was like, I'm done, dude. I quit. Like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Just 2 weeks ago. It's like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. This is stupid. It's not worth it. I'm exhausted. I'm frustrated. I'm mad. I'm tired. I'm tired. And then the next day, JD's over, and you shake it off, and you remember your purpose, and you remember that you will get through it. And if those clients that are hung up on something that's not in our control don't get it, we don't need them. We don't need them. So, short version, remember who you are, and remember why you started, and just don't let the life get in your way. That's all you need to do is just remember who you are and what you want. Nothing else matters. Biggest achievement is definitely my daughter and my wife, for sure. It is crazy. It is wild. It is weird for me to have a kid, but not. It's just weird. Like yesterday I was with JD and I was like, dude, I have a kid, bro. Like, and she's alive in the room next to us. Did you guys have fun? Did you guys enjoy it? Okay. So say it with me. On the count of 3, trust the process. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Trust the process. Let's go. I really appreciate that. Thank you.